Hey, my name is Randy at Funeral Funds of America. In this video, we're going to talk about how much it costs to get $20,000 worth of coverage for a 60-year-old female for burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds. Now, first thing I want to let you know is you can go directly to our website, funeralfunds.com. We've got these quoters on just about every page. You can actually get exact rates on different pricing, no matter what state. We're licensed in all 50 states. You can also call us at our toll-free number, 888-862-9456. And also in the comments section down below, we're going to have a link to funeralfunds.com/YouTube, and we'll have a link to our other videos for 60-year-old female, which would be $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and $25,000. So first thing you want to determine is $20,000 appropriate for your needs? Well, if you're going to get cremated, $20,000 is a lot of insurance for a 60-year-old female. You know, the average cost of a cremation is between $1,000 to $2,000. That's if you are just going to come home in a cardboard box or an urn. If you're going to have a ceremony, like a celebration of life, anything like that ceremony, remembrance of life, you know, it's probably going to be $3,500, $4,500. So definitely $20,000 is enough, but don't feel obligated to get that much insurance, because a lot of people, that would be awfully expensive and they go, I can't afford it. And then they never do anything. So keep in mind, you can always start out with a lower amount. Like we would typically suggest around $5,000, and that will inflation-proof your plan for many years to come. And if you ever need to add more coverage, we can help you add more coverage later. Now, for a burial, is $20,000 going to be enough? Absolutely, for a 60-year-old female. The average cost of a burial right now in the United States is around $10,000. That's not going to be anything fancy, I can tell you that. But if you walk into a check-in with a check in your hand to most funeral homes in America, with a $10,000 check, they'll get it done. But it doesn't really inflation-proof your plan at age 60 years old. So we would typically recommend, you know, maybe $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. But again, if money's tight, get the $10,000 right now, because with first day coverage, if you got the policy today and you died tomorrow, it would pay all those expenses. And then you can always add more coverage later. So, we do recommend first day coverage as opposed to 2-year waiting period. A lot of companies out there, Colonial Penn's got 2-year waiting period. But what that first day coverage means is if you passed away right away, it's going to pay right away. The only reason you wouldn't qualify for first day coverage is if you had a really significant health or medical issue. And that would be like a terminal illness where you're going to be, you know, dying in the next 12 months, or dementia, or you're on dialysis or in a hospital or a nursing home or something like that. The other thing that we see happen occasionally is, you know, we'll get a family call up and say, hey, we had a family member die this last week, and their body's down at the morgue and they didn't have any insurance and we don't have any money. So we need to get this insurance really quick so we can get the funeral home paid. And we have to let them know that there's no insurance company out there in the United States that is going to offer this type of insurance on somebody who's already dead. And it's a sad conversation to have, but you know, I guess the lesson to be learned is you really need to get this insurance before you need it. You know, nobody's guaranteed another day. So we talked about the 2-year waiting period plans, and Colonial Penn's kind of one of the bigger ones. They advertise like crazy all the time on TV, and they advertise that $9.95 a month plan. And it's great marketing, but it upsets a lot of people because they think they're going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 for $9.95, and that never happens. So if you take a look, $9.95 through Colonial Penn, this is on their website, 1 unit of coverage is $1,515, so $1,515. That is that might get you a cremation as of right now today, but remember, their plan's not going to pay out for 2 years, and things are going to be more expensive in 2 years. So you're starting out with a plan that doesn't even, you know, really cover your long-term needs. And again, it's not going to pay out for 2 years. Other companies out there that have 2-year waiting periods would be like AIG, Gerber Life, Mutual of Omaha has got their United of Omaha plan. That's a 2-year waiting period. So just be aware of that. But let's see if you can even get $20,000 worth of Colonial Penn, because you got to do the whole unit thing, and you can't actually buy $20,000. You can only get units, and the numbers are kind of weird. They just end up like odd numbers. Like, okay, so 13, let's see. Okay, so 13,000 is, you know, 129.35, roughly 130, and it's around $19,965. So kind of a weird number, but let's see what kind of coverage you could get for, with the First Day Insurance Company. So we're going to look at $20,000. We're going to get the quote. Again, remember, $130. We're just going to round that number up. So over here, it'd be 61, 60, right around 61, 62. Out of these top three companies, we would recommend Trinity Life. We work with them. They're a great company. You can get approved the same day over the phone, which some other companies out there, that is difficult or impossible to do. And when you're only talking about, maybe 40, 50 cents, it's really worth it. Level coverage and 62. So Colonial Penn is literally 200% more expensive. And let's see, that's 30. Let's see if we can do the math. 30, 60. Let's just say it's $60. It's actually about 65, but $60 times 12 is $720 a year. So you're probably going to end up paying about $750 more a year, roughly. And if you live another 10 years, you're going to overpay $7,500. $7,500 for the same amount of coverage. Why would you do that? Plus, 2-year waiting period. You would never buy a car if you couldn't drive it for 2 years. You would never buy a house if you couldn't live in it for 2 years. Why would you buy a policy, an insurance policy that's not going to pay out in the first 2 years? We don't recommend it at all. Let's look at some other companies. Again, on our quoter, you'll be able to see all these different companies that you qualify for and see which one you perhaps like the best. We recommend you kind of get the better price one. But here's a company like Lincoln Heritage, great company, level coverage, but they have a really high pricing, so $90. And the reason is they've got a plan where they will, when somebody passes away, they'll make 2-3 phone calls to shop around and kind of get people the best pricing, but you pay a premium for that. So it's roughly $90 versus roughly $60. So around $30, just I'm rounding numbers here, $30 more a month, and that's going to be $360 a year. After 10 years, that's going to be $36. So even if it's like $3,500 after 10 years, that's an awful lot of money to make 2 or 3 calls and do a couple things. So we recommend you avoid that. We just really recommend, we offer a funeral and estate planning guide. You can just fill that out in advance. Your family will know all your final wishes, everything that you want done, and you're not going to have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars extra over the life of your policy. We'd rather see you keep that money in your own pocket rather than give that to an insurance company, because that money's better spent on your family, enjoying that money and creating memories, rather than giving that to an insurance company for them to do whatever they want. Let's see any other companies out here like Lumico. We see them once in a while, 71, 67, 71, roughly $10 more, 120 a year, $1,200 after 10 years. Don't overpay. So anyway, you can go to funeralfunds.com/YouTube and get access to our special quoter. You can go to funeralfunds.com. We've got everything on there. You can call us at our toll-free number. We'll have links in the video to 5,000, 10,000, 15, 20, and 25,000 for a 60-year-old female. But if you just want information, if you want help, if you want to get approved, if you want to add coverage, if you want to see if we can save you money, just reach out to us. And we look forward to helping you out with this until that day comes. You take care. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.